Hello and welcome back to my channel. So if you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for checking up once more. So today I'll be making rice and stew, and these are what I'll be needing for the stew. So join me as I take you through how I made my rice and stew. So personally, I like more of pepper than tomato in my stew. So I got more of road to tomato. So I poured salt inside a boiling water and allowed the water to boil for some minutes before I added my rice. Because adding your rice to cold water will allow the rice to end up being soggy. Because before the rice starts boiling, like before the fire starts cooking the rice, it would have taken some minutes and the rice would have cooked too much, if you understand what I'm saying. So I added my rice into the boiling water and I stirred and I covered before remembering that I need to boil some egg with the rice. So I added the eggs I wanted to boil with the rice and covered. On checking back, the rice was already boiling. The egg was even almost done. So I had to open the pot sideways to avoid the rice from boiling over. Few minutes to check back, I saw the rice was ready. So I dropped the rice from the fire and placed pot for the stew on fire. So after placing the pot, I added palm oil. I'll be cooking my stew with palm oil, not vegetable oil. So I added the palm oil and I'll be bleaching my palm oil. Yes, I'm bleaching it to make the stew because I'm making this type of local kind of stew. I don't want the palm oil to just be like that. So I have to bleach it. So after adding the oil to the pot and while the oil was bleaching, I went to pour my rice. So I sieved the rice and I deshelled the egg. And this is my rice. You can see that the rice is not soggy and there is not too much water in it. Yes. So these are things I'll need for my stew: the pepper, pomo, fish, onions, and locust beans, seasoning cubes, crayfish, plantain, salt. So let's get into it. When I'll check back, the oil already bleached. So I added the fish, onions, and locust beans mixture, and allowed it. I stirred for some minutes and allowed the seasoning, like the flavor of the fish and onions, to penetrate inside the oil before adding my pepper. I added pepper and I rinsed the plate with water and I added the water inside the stew because my stew, the tomato wasn't that much. So the water added will allow the pepper to cook so that the pepper will not be that too much pepperish or even not pepperish. So before the stew cook finish, the water will have drained off. I added the pomo and I added salt, added seasoning. I added the salt, I stirred, then I added seasoning cubes and I stirred and I left the stew to cook for some minutes, like to fry and cook and steam for some minutes. You can see on checking back, the water is already draining off and the oil is already floating on the stew. So I added the boiled eggs to the stew. After adding the boiled eggs to the stew, I left it for some minutes. Sorry for the mistake. I left it for some minutes and to cook. While it was cooking, I went to get my plantain ready. I sliced the plantain and added a pinch of salt. So this is my stew here. It is almost ready. So I added the crayfish and I still, you can see the stew. There is no water there again. It has fried well. So this is what I wanted. So while in some minutes my stew is ready and I dropped it. I then placed my frying pan to fry the plantain and added oil inside the frying pan. Then I fried the plantain. It was not much plantain because the plantain was for just only me. So I fried the plantain in just low heat, and this was when the plantain was frying. So my plantain was ready and I served my food. You can see that this is looking really nice and it won't cost you too much to make. So I'll be glad if you subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and engage. I'll catch you in my next video. Thank you and bye. Catch you up.